Nell'anidamo.
You're about to bump into them.
I think I need to make a phone call.
Okay, you okay?
Yeah.
My shit looks like a fucking phone now. The perfect story.
I could be in the book. Cheek blush. That's okay.
Just one?
This one. Thank you.
How many here? get him out? Do you like my journal?
everyone. Welcome to the Animation Academy. Just a reminder before we head on in, there's no eating, drinking, or any form of flash photography or video lighting. For the re-entry of the TV or a wheelchair, you will go ahead and enter the door on your right-hand side. So go to your right-hand side only. On the close to our three doors, please wait behind that yellow safety line. As the doors open up towards you, we can get to waiting and enjoy the show.
I'm going to be the Disney art. My friends with the stroller, if we can move it back here to that wheelchair parking spot, you can park two next to each other. No worries. Come on back. Yeah. But I'd like to welcome you guys on into the Animation Academy. My name is Sandra. I'm going to be the Disney artist here to teach you guys how to draw a very special Disney character. Anyone know who? I guess technically he's good. Anyone? Lightning McQueen? Okay, yeah, he's like a car. Let's go with that. So, or if you want to draw Baymax, I mean, technically you don't have to draw Lightning McQueen. You can kind of do whatever you like. This is really, I'm not holding your pencil, so up to you. When you guys all came in, you also met Manny at the top of the stairs there. Manny is here to help you guys out, so if you break a pencil, you need some help, raise your hand nice and high, and he'll swing on over to help you. And if you guys need to leave at any time during the class, Manny's going to show you here your one and only exit, so give him your attention. And he's pushing open that last door there, and if you give it a hard push like Manny's demonstrating, it leads you back out into the courtyard, back the way you came. So say you need to leave for a restroom emergency, a churro emergency, they happen, we get it. Your entrance doors are also your exits. And if you guys are new here, you've never been before, you'll notice you're missing erasers at the ends of your pencils, which is on purpose. In these classes here, we teach you how to draw in a rough sketch manner, so we draw messy, sketchy, we use a lot of lines, which can get kind of frustrating, I totally get you. But that's why we draw super light, we build up our drawing, and once we have lines we really like, we'll go back and darken them in. So you guys ready to draw a race car? Okay, fabulous, let's get started. Now, for Lightning McQueen here, we want to start with a bunch of rectangles. He is definitely different than most of the characters that we draw. So for our first rectangle, I would aim it kind of low. I would say bottom third of your page here, and draw a rectangle about the size of a stick of butter. Honestly, you have a pretty big sheet of paper, so you could go about the size of like a brick as well. And you can see here, I'm laying down a lot of lines, not just one. So that way I have many lines to choose from here as I'm building up my brick. Once I've got that rectangle on my page, though, I'm going to go ahead and divide it from top to bottom, right down the center. And I'm going to stack another rectangle right on top. Now, this rectangle is going to overlap my first one here ever so slightly, and it's definitely not going to be as big here. So I'm going to go ahead and place my second rectangle here on my first one, and you can see here they're kind of overlapping it down at the very bottom. With our two rectangles here in place, this gives us something that looks like an uncomfy couch. So let's go in here and start making it look more like a race car. One thing to add more aerodynamics here to this car is to add more curves. Now, a very boxy car, not only is it not aerodynamic, it is definitely going to be a little bit more villainous when it comes to storytelling. For our animated characters, it's super important to keep them fairly rounded if they are lighthearted or kind-hearted as well. If they're villainous or scary, you want to make sure they're round. So I've added two diagonals here in the top portion of my smaller rectangle and two diagonals in the bottom portion of my larger rectangle. From here, we are just going to add some more rounded shapes here, rounded lines, so that way our Lightning McQueen looks a lot friendlier and a lot rounder. So I'll connect my two diagonals up top with a rainbow. This little rectangle that I ended up creating, I'm going to round that space off as well with a big rainbow. And this will be the hood for Lightning McQueen. And then for his wheel wells here, I'm going to carve that corner off by adding a much smaller rainbow here. And then you can see here all of my lines are blending together just a little bit. So I'm going to go back in right now and I'm going to start darkening things up. Now, when we darken up our line work here, we are locking in our lines. And that's super important here because it makes all of our, well, lines that we don't like as much fade away into the background. And the lines that we do like, they really stand out here in my sketch. So I'm going over them here, really darkening up again my favorite ones, and really locking them here into my sketch. Now, there was a lot of research that went into the Cars film here. Pixar, they oftentimes do a lot of research when it comes to any film that they're working on, both Pixar and Disney. They will conduct research trips and go off to really understand the areas that they're trying to portray in their film. Now, what areas specifically was like a pretty big influence in this film? Do you guys want to take a guess?
NASCAR?
Kind of. There's a specific road. Route 66. Yeah, that's correct. That one had the biggest influence on this whole film here. It is definitely where Lightning McQueen spends a lot of his time here in this film as well. Now, the team at Pixar really went to Route 66, and they went to a lot of pit stops along the way as well to make sure to really understand the towns, the people, and as well, they did a lot of sketching. They sketched over about 40,000 cars alone, besides all of the towns, besides the roads, besides the landscaping that they saw, trees, bushes, even roadkill. They didn't know where inspiration would strike, so they drew it all. And I think that is definitely a pretty amazing thing that comes from Disney as well as Pixar. Now that I've locked in the full silhouette here for Lightning McQueen, he's starting to look more like a comfy couch and less like an uncomfy couch. But we do want to make it look like a race car. And one thing that'll make him look definitely a lot more like a race car, less like a couch, are those tires. I mean, I guess technically you could have a couch with tires, but it'll definitely make him look more like a race car for sure. Now, one thing about race cars, and in real life this is a thing as well, is that their tires are super close to the body of the car, and the body of the car is super close to the ground. So when I add in the ground here underneath McQueen, I'm going to make sure that it's pretty close here to his body. That way it's, it really has to do with aerodynamics again. We do want to make sure that this car here is super close to the ground so he can make turns a lot more successfully. So I'm going to go in here, I added the ground plane, a pretty long horizontal line, and then I'm going to add in his tires here on either side. Now his tires rest within those little like spaces of the rectangle that we cut off. So I'm going to round off that shape a little bit more, adding like a letter C curve here. And then I'll flatten out the very bottom here of his tire, bringing it underneath the body here for McQueen. I'll also add a much smaller letter C curve here to show that the tire has more thickness here, and then you are good to lock in that shape once you like it. Now, one thing about Lightning McQueen is he's had a couple different tires in the film. So you know the two different brands of tires. One that Luigi gives him.
Lightyear.
Okay, Luigi was the guy who really liked Italian cars, if you remember. So he gives him a type of tire that he really, really likes. I mean, you guys are close. You guys are close. So yeah, he does usually have the Lightyear tires, but Luigi gives him the white wall tires, if you remember, because he was like, I really love these Italian tires. I love how like the white on the rim, it just makes it look so cool. And so he gives him the white wall tires, but usually McQueen wears the Lightyear tires. That's correct. Now, the Lightyear tires, those are technically meant to pay homage or reference two separate things. One of them is Pixar. Does anyone know what the first one is?
Goodyear.
Buzz Lightyear. Okay, yeah, Pixar, Buzz Lightyear. And then the real tire brand, Goodyear. You got it. Yes, so it does reference multiple things. Now, Pixar is a pretty big fan of referencing their very first film, and they do it a lot of times within this movie, and a lot of times in general in a lot of their other films. Now, does anybody remember what racing number McQueen was? 95. Now, do you know why it's 95? 1995 is the year Toy Story came out. You're correct. There's also a couple other references here, but we'll get to those in just a second. So we've got his tires here. They're locked in. Hopefully they're shaded in here as well. Let's move on up to waking up our race car. Now, one thing here that will make McQueen look super confident, because he definitely starts off the film a little bit more confident. He was definitely really feeling himself. So we do want to give him those confident eyebrows. Now, our race car doesn't have eyebrows, but he does have eyelids. So I've locked in that center line here, just kind of finding the middle of this line and just darkening it up. I'm going to add a very light horizontal line here that's going to run right down the middle of this line here. And then I'm going to stretch back his eyelids. From the very bottom of this line here towards the right, I'm going to add a rainbow curve. And it kind of follows that horizontal guideline. Now, from the top of this little line, I'm going to bring back another rainbow curve, and it'll end again at the horizontal guideline. And this right here will give him that very confident, like, glare, like he's ready to win another piston cup. And then once you've got those eyelids in place, you are welcome to add in whatever shape eye here for McQueen you'd like to add. I'm going to keep it pretty simple. I'm going to make drawing little circles, but you can draw in hearts if he's your favorite character, stars, lightning bolts I feel like would definitely fit his character, or if you remember the shape of the piston cup, you can absolutely add it in for his pupils. But once you've got in those eyes, make sure you lock them in nice and dark, and then go back in and shade them in as well, super duper dark. The eyes are the most important part of your character because they really do bring focus and attention, and as well, the eyes are where a lot of emotion comes from. So do make sure that they are the focus of your drawing. With his eyes here in place, I'm going to go ahead right below and add in his headlights. Now, McQueen technically doesn't have headlights. What does he have? Stickers, that's correct. And that's how he gets his nickname from Sally's, because he actually doesn't have headlights, he's got stickers. So I've added a horizontal line here towards the top portion of my rectangle, and that just makes sure that my headlights here are ending in about the same area. The headlight kind of sits off to either end. I'll start with a letter C curve here towards the side here of the body for McQueen, and then I'm going to bring down a rainbow curve here to kind of create like a sideways teardrop shape here. And once you've got that sideways teardrop shape, you are good to go back over them and lock them into place. Now, real race cars as well, they don't need headlights because the track is always lit. They don't really use race cars to drive around on the road, so there's no point for them to have headlights. And so they've also got stickers too. But once you've locked in those headlights here, my last bit of detail here before we move on down is one thing that is a brand new thing. It's really cool actually. These are called turn signals. They come installed in your car. But once we've got those there in place, I am going to add in McQueen's smile here right below. Now that smile here is oftentimes a very confident smile, so that's why we lift it higher up here towards one side. A lot of Pixar characters oftentimes rock these very confident smiles, and I'm guessing just Pixar in general feel pretty confident. So I like the big sideways smiles we often see on their characters. McQueen here as well, though he is not just a regular like closed mouth smile kind of car, he is definitely a like teeth grill showing, you know, he's having a good time all the time. So we do want to add another letter U here so that way we can see the inside of his mouth, see his pearly whites too. So I'm going to go ahead and drop another letter U here, kind of really going all the way across. Looks like a big banana shape here at first. And then to add in that top row of teeth, I'm just going to add a horizontal line kind of in the middle of that smile there and just shade everything in down below. Now, if you'd like to draw your McQueen sticking out his tongue the way that he did after he won that piston cut, you are absolutely welcome to do so, but you don't have to. I like to just add that tone and shading and fill that space in. Now, does anybody remember what McQueen's sponsor is? A sneeze, that's correct. And his sponsor sticker sits right here on the top of his hood. Now, since we can't quite see his hood, we just add a letter U curve here. But does anyone remember who he really wanted to be sponsored by? Dynaco, that's correct. Now, Dynaco as well is another callback to the very first ever Pixar film. Dynaco is a gas station, or Dynaco technically owns a gas station that Buzz Lightyear and Woody get left behind at. And so that is our third reference specifically from this film. But once you've got in his little sticker here, anything else you add to your McQueen is going to be extra credit and up to you. You can definitely add maybe some dust here. Maybe he's kicking it up here as he's driving super duper fast. Maybe he is racing down Route 66. But find yourself a spot and sign your name nice and big and proud so we know whose Lightning McQueen this belongs to. And with that most important question, did you guys have a good time? Yeah. All right, fabulous. That is really the most important thing that we're doing here is as we are drawing, we're having a good time. I would love to see all of your artwork, but I've gone a little over my time, so instead I'm going to give you a big round of applause for drawing with me start to finish and not giving up. You guys definitely deserve it. They're complex characters. Those drawings are for you guys to keep, so do take them off your boards and take them. You guys are all graduates. You can go again for another class. See you again. They'll have you fabulous rest of your day, everybody.
Round of applause for Sandra, everybody. We're showing us how to draw Lightning McQueen. Thank you, Sandra. All right, that is going to do for our class. Make sure you take this time to grab all of your belongings before you go. And remember that we're going to be drawing more characters throughout the day. And check our schedule outside to see who it is that we draw. Make sure that you do grab all of your belongings before we head out, of course. But leave behind the boards and pencils. Boards will be using it throughout the night. Also, consider leaving your pencils in the spring, as we'll be using those again later on. Check our schedule to see who we're drawing outside at the bottom of the ramp. There is some a wire bin where we will recycle the drawings for you by the end of the day. Thanks so much for coming out, everybody. Once again, that's going to do for our round. Make sure that you tidy up around and don't forget any of your belongings. And hopefully we'll see you again soon. But for now, that will be. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye.
is a great pet. And speaking of pets, Ariel planted her zip for a pet of the way it calls those human thingies that make you not a fish. Legs. That's what this story's all about. Oh, this is such a great story about how every people
What's this? You've come to a stop. Maybe it's that sea witch. Listen to me. Stay seated in your clamshell while I get to the bottom of this.
Do you want a thingamabobs? I got 20. But who cares? No big deal.
I bring good news. Your clamshells will begin moving immediately. Stay in your seats now.
Where the people are. I wanna see them dancing, walking around on those, what do you call them? Oh, feet. Flipping your fins, you don't get too far. Legs are required for jumping, dancing,
Get your head out of the clouds and back in the water where it belongs. We got so much down here. There's no reason to go up there. Don't you understand, David? This is where you belong. Play the bass and this song, the jump, the pass, play the pass, the jump, play the top. The fluke is the duke of soul. Yeah, he can play the leads on the street, the drum rocking out the blackfish. And that the strap, they know where it's at. I know that love is under the sea, under the sea. Darling, it's better down where it's wetter. Take it from me. Sure they were okay. Out in the sun they slave away. While we're devoting, full time you floating under the sea. What's this? You've come to a stop. Maybe it's that sea witch. Listen to me. Stay seated in your clamshell while I get you the bottom of this. Worse of fate. One day when they must get hungry, yes, you go beyond the page. Oh no, under the sea, under the sea. Nobody beat us, fry us, and eat us in fricassee. We what the land folks love to cook. Under the sea, we off the hook. We got no troubles. Life is the bubbles under the sea. I bring good news. Your clamshells will begin moving immediately. Stay in your seats now. I bring good news. Your clamshells will begin moving immediately. Stay in your seats now. Play the bass and the song, the jump, the pass, play the pass, the jump, play the top. The flute is the duke of soul. Yeah, he can play the leads on the street, the drum rocking out the blackfish. He sees the strength and the stripe, they know where it's at. I know that love is
Earth great powers. See for yourself. Oh yes. See for yourself. Poor child.
those poor unfortunate souls, so sad, so true. They come flocking to my cold place, but don't touch me please, and I help them. Yes, I do. Anuka Saruka, come wings of the Caspian Sea. Now bring
princess glossitis and max laryngitis, la voce to me. I admit that in the past I've been a nasty. They weren't kidding when they called me well a witch. But you'll find me nowadays, I've mended all my ways, repented sin for 90 days.
Sitting there across the way. She don't got a lot to say, but there's something about her. And you don't know why you're dying to try and wanna kiss the girl.
Princess. Well, that's the way I remember it anyway. Yeah. Well, what was I? Oh, right.
Here you are. You had a wonderful time. Now, please get out to your left. Goodbye. It was so good to see you. We hope you had a wonderful time. Get out to your left. Here you are. You had a wonderful time. Please get out. commentator, I make comments. Yeah, I guess that makes me a commentator. You, sir. With a Mickey Mouse shirt. Yes, you. Come on, look me around.
buddy. Yeah, yeah.
I also feel good about getting two more rides. Oh, I'm gonna do that.
I gave you some noise. Next time you need to tell me earlier.
Straight. Do you want to do that now?
It all depends on the curve here.
Woo!